Hey there. It is Wednesday night. It's kind of a gloomy night out tonight, honestly. Not a good day to have hay down. It's a good thing I don't quite have hay down yet. You'll remember from my last video, we got the tractor ready to go, and I was looking for some certain parts for the disc mower, and I was able to find them. So we're gonna work on that tonight when we get it back in the shop here. You can see last night, Tuesday, it was a sunnier day. So I brought the tractor in here so it'd stay nice and dry before I worked on it tonight. So let's go ahead and get that all tore apart and get those blades replaced. We'll walk you through that process, and then next time I see you, we'll be out cutting, I think. When we're doing anything like this, we need to remember that these aren't toys. They're big, they're heavy, they can hurt you pretty bad. So we got to do some stuff safely here. First of all, you'll notice that the tractor, it's not running. That way, these can't take off when I'm working on them and have the knives cut my fingers off. I'd like to still be able to count to 5 on each hand. That would be great. The other thing is, you'll notice that I've got the mower stuck up on big wooden blocks on both sides. That way this cutter bar can't fall down and pinch my fingers or my feet or anything else that might be underneath there. So we got to be careful when we're doing this kind of stuff, but everything's safe. We should be ready to rock and roll. So let's get to it. So you'll remember that I was looking to get new replacement blades that go on these discs that spin really, really fast, and that blade is what cuts the grass out in that grass field for me. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different blades that I've got, or discs I should say, that I need to replace blades on. This is what the old one looks like, and this is what a new one looks like. So you can see there's a big difference in how sharp and how square this corner is. Again, that's from hitting all the rocks and stuff like that along the side of the road when we've been mowing ditches. So I need to get that replaced so I don't plug the mower up when I'm going through and cutting out in my hayfield. Let's go ahead and get everything set up. I'll get a light back in here so it's a little bit brighter so we can see what we're doing, and then we'll start replacing blades. One other note I should make before we get started on this. 2 other notes. First of all, you probably noticed the last couple of videos my voice has sounded kind of weird. I've been having some weird stuffy sinus type deals going on. It's not been a lot of fun, but that explains that at least. The other thing I'd like you to note is that these first 2 spin in the same direction, but all the other ones spin opposite of the next. That means that this one, and then every other one from there on out take the same blade, whereas the ones that are spinning the opposite direction, so this one, the second one down, and then the 4th one down over there, are all going to take a different blade. So I needed to find 2 different kinds of blades, not just one. But like I said, the store in Watertown, South Dakota got me set up real nice, so off we go. So we're going to start by noticing that there's a big open hole down here that I can get a bolt to go through, and that bolt is what's actually going to hold this blade in place. So I'm going to rotate the blade or the disc until my bolt is directly above that hole. You're going to notice that there's some grass and some mud and stuff stuck in here. I'm going to zoom in on post, I think, a little bit more so you can see it better, but we need to get that stuff out of there. So I've got a little pick that I can just work around in there, get some of that stuff loosened out. Blow it out. And then we'll take my butterfly ratchet here and we'll loosen that bolt real quick. Maybe. And now we'll just push that bolt down to the bottom and we'll take our blade out, and then we can put it all back together the same way with new blades. Now it's important when you're looking at this bolt You're gonna notice that it's got these little shoulders in it, these little flat spots, and that's machined to match that flat spot there. It's not a perfect circle, and that's what's gonna hold the bolt in place while I'm tightening and loosening the nuts with my butterfly ratchet. We're going to go through and make sure that the bottom side of the disc here is nice and clean. I've got a gasket scraper here. I'm just going to go through and make sure there's no mud stuck under there. It feels pretty good. And then we'll take a new blade, set it in place, push my bolt back through. We got to make sure we get those flat spots lined back up. Just about, there it is. And then we'll take our wrench, tighten it down, and we got one blade replaced. We just have the rest of them to do. Okay, I got all the blades replaced. I just need to put all these tools away and then throw those old knives in our recycling container so we can take them down to Sioux Falls and they can take those and turn them into something else someday. I do have a couple spare knives left over. That's good just in case I break something out in the hay meadow when I'm cutting it. I'll put those in the toolbox right over here on the back of the mower itself. But now that I have everything done down here, I think it's about time to go put this thing back in the machine shed and go up to the house for the night and finally make some supper because it's getting late and I'm getting hungry. Okay, so I got the tractor put away. That's the first thing. Second thing is I got all the tools put away, back in the toolbox, back over here. The last thing I need to do is pick up the mess I made on the floor over here. I've got some grass that fell out of the mower, and then I need to pick those two blocks up and put those away. Then it's time to get my pickup in here, and finally I can go up and take a shower. Because again, kind of hot and sweaty, had a lot of fun. So next time I see you guys though, I think we'll be out cutting hay. So until then, we'll talk to you later. Have a great night.